to the Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here. You were concerned Tom's River residents. Why you're watching the show. That's why I do this. I want to get in touch with me. All the various ways are on the bottom of the screen. You'll see during the show, from Twitter to live stream to YouTube. Follow us on YouTube and Twitter. Any way you want. You got news stories. You got a consumer issue you need some help with. I'm very good with that. For that matter, I got to step it up a little bit with the consumer issues. I still have unfinished business with Home Depot. Getting into today's show, it's after the election. Really, the election is continuing. It's not done yet, and not done in a lot of quarters, especially in the presidential. You have some races that are still undecided. Even nobody wants to call it yet because there's so many mail-in votes and so many provisional votes. Did the 2020 election change how we will handle elections going forward? I think it's a real possibility of that. And I think there's a real possibility coming 4 years from now where we'll do this online. Maybe there'll be an app. You know, they have phones now where they can read your fingerprint. Eye scanners will probably be part of the future there. So I can see in the future, we'll just do this online or through our phone, whatever the case is. Watching the news coverage of the various programs, the networks on election night. No, I knew we weren't going to have a decision, and we probably won't have a decision for a while. I'm positive it's going to go legal by the time this is all said and done. It is astonishing on just how biased the media is when one of the states were called for Trump. Unless it was Fox. And I think ABC was a little better than most. But some of these networks, they look like they wanted to do the honorable thing and kill themselves if a state went Trump. Yeah, that is a sad state of affairs we have here in our political world. But let's break for commercial. You're watching the Tom's River Show. I'll be right back.
You know those times when you need to see the doctor, but you just can't get to the doctor? So where do you go? Go to the App Store, download the Telemed app from RWJ Barnabas Health, and you see the doctor right away. From any mobile device, whenever you want, wherever you are.
Quality care, no appointment necessary. The doctor is online when you download the Telemed app.
Don't you feel better already?
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. We're back. Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here. You there? You know, really a sign of the decline of our political attitudes is storefronts being boarded up in Atlantic City, New York City, other points, other cities across the country. We're so concerned about the result of election that we have to protect ourselves from riots. Somehow we've completely given up on law and order. And that's something, whoever this next president is, whether it's Trump or Biden, law and order and protection of personal and personal property has to be paramount. You can't be afraid to be in business. You can't be afraid to walk down the streets of your town. You can't have towns that are under basically martial law. You know, you don't even hear about Portland. They're still protesting every night in Portland and Seattle, that sort of thing. Let's get to the news. My man Joe Picari, put a picture of Joe up there. Joe Picari won again, record-setting freeholder. It's got to be like 38 years for Joe as a freeholder, and he will be the last, because in January they'll be called commissioners. Congratulations to Joe Picari. You got some of the other, we got two new Tom's River school board members. We'll be talking about the school board and the budget and how it affects people at Tom's River as we go into the show. Van Drew right now is holding a 2-1 lead over Kennedy. That's surprising. You know, they've been polling. You know, there's real question about these polling people now, and I'll talk about that too. Out of two school board members, all I heard this morning is Gilmore. I think they're affiliated with Gilmore. They're Gilmore people. I don't think they're Gilmore people. They're Tom's River people. listen, Gilmore is casting a huge shadow. And that shadow is going to loom larger as we go into the new year. Trump surprises again. Again, talking about the pollsters. You want to talk about a waste of money? Hiring and paying people to do polling during the presidential election. If you recall 2016, Trump didn't stand a prayer. You know, Hillary wasn't even really worried about Trump. And I think the attitude, again, with Biden and the Democrats was Trump wasn't going to make much of a stand here. What a surprise last night. And I tell you, I follow politics. I got dragged in with the pollers. I didn't think Don was going to have anywhere near the showing he had in 2016. The President Donald Trump. He really surprised. I think he surprised the nation. I think he surprised the polling people, the media, the news outlets, all of them. I think, again, it's a concern about the political atmosphere we have in the United States where people are worried about saying, I'm going to support Donald Trump and being attacked for it, especially if you say something like that on Twitter or online. They will come after you. So people weren't being honest when they said, oh, who are you going to vote for? They didn't want to say Trump. But in their hearts, it was Trump. And that's obvious with the results. Now, right now, we don't have one, and I'm sure we're not going to have one for quite a while. What's interesting, right now, I think there's 7 states, as I'm taping this the day after the election, that still need to be counted. And they're all like these swing states. You know, you can't count these mail-in ballots and provisionals in time. California did. New York did. New Jersey did. It looks like almost, the conspiracy. Yeah, and believe me, there's going to be a lot of conspiracy theorists running around with this election. The states that are considered swing states are the ones that have a problem counting votes. Well, they're the ones that found votes in the morning. Hey, look what's in that box over there. Oh, my God, there's a couple of 100,000 votes. Something that's kind of shaky here. Now, again, we're still waiting for the results of these 7 states. It's pretty close with the Electoral College for both Biden and Trump. But it's amazing how the swing states, they have an issue counting votes. And I know the Supreme Court made a decision, but really, if your vote isn't in by Election Day, your vote shouldn't count. We all knew months ago when Election Day was. I did a mail-in ballot, did it like 2 weeks ahead of time. I'm sure that's enough. In my note, I know I touched base before. Those people who do the polling, what a waste of money it is now. There is nothing accurate with these polls, and they were way off with Trump versus Biden. And like I said, I think it's just it's a problem. I think the social media becomes a big issue with this. And actually, you're seeing some signs where they would have the Republican candidates. They wouldn't have Trump on the top, but they would have like the lower part of the ticket because they're worried about people possibly damaging their homes or stealing their signs. Hello, Supreme Court. I can almost guarantee you that's where not only the presidential, but a few other elections are going to probably go to the Supreme Court or at least the state superior courts to make decisions on this. And who's on the clock since we're getting past the election? Toms River Council members for 2021. The ward members, you're on the clock now. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Toms River Show. I'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live like you want.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here. You, Toms River resident there. Don't forget, you can see us on Comcast 190, Saturdays at 10 and 2 o'clock, and all our various streaming outlets. You have 2 new members of the Toms River School Board. Not official yet, but looks like they're going to be the new members. Job one for all these board members for various schools. I'm going to look at Toms River, but this is something that has to be done statewide. Save the taxpayers' money. That is prominent. I know everyone that says, well, it's about the children. Yeah, children will do fine. We just have to keep throwing good money after bad and just giving blank checks. You want to be able to afford your property taxes? You're going to have to get a handle on the schools. Now, I'm from Jersey City. We got a huge problem. They're talking, we just did a 37% tax increase. That could come your way here. We did a payroll tax in Jersey City where people who work in Jersey City and are not residents, they pay 1% for our school system. And they just announced they're looking at a $300 million school budget gap for the season 2021 and 22. Ridiculous. What needs to be done, and something that all the district should do, is first off, you got new school members, you should demand a forensic accounting of the school budget. Find out where every dime is going. Why is it going there, and who's benefiting from it? Now, right at the bat, do you have to look at the school teachers in class? Probably not, because we know what they're doing. After that, everything has to be questioned. Political and union hacks, they got to get out of there. Any of them holding low show or no show jobs, and don't kid yourself, they're there. They got to get out. You're paying for them. And I want you to remember, you're paying not only for Toms River, but through your state taxes, you're paying for school districts elsewhere. So this is your dollars. Somehow, these school board members need to sit down with Toms River, whether it's Mo Hill, the council, whoever it is, and figure out how we could do shared services, which is really the future of all the municipalities. But it doesn't just have to be Toms River working with Ocean County or Lavallette or Seaside Heights or Park. It could be shared services between Toms River, the municipality of the town, and the school board. What can they be? School security. Maybe Toms River Township should be involved in that. Maybe we let the police do that. Maybe the police, Mitchell can do a better job, or at least find a better way of doing it to save you, Toms River property owners, some money and still maintain the level of education. Health insurance, that is a huge expense. Maybe we look at combining the school and the municipality together. Maybe we go into the state insurance policy. I don't know. That has to be looked at. Is anybody looking at that in regards to the property tax here in Toms River? I don't know. Should be. Building maintenance. I'm sure the township of Toms River can help with building maintenance. Maybe take over the building maintenance. Maybe do a better job of it. Maybe have more accountability. Don't know. Nobody knows. Medical services, the school nurses, anything medical. Probably something we can do there with the community hospital here in the township of Toms River. Again, any way we can save the property owners in Toms River money that makes home ownership affordable, and is very difficult in New Jersey, needs to be explored. Bonding and payrolls. If the township gets involved, they might be able to absorb some of those payrolls and do a better job of directing the personnel. On a bonding level, maybe better to have the township handle the bonding instead of having the school board go out on their own. I don't know. Somebody needs to look at that. An appointed school board. The mayors and the council, they're going to take the heat, because when you get your tax bill, you got the three parts of it, the school, county, and municipality. And most people do not distinguish between the three. They just blame the township when two of the aspects of it they really cannot control. I'm big into the appointed. The mayor is going to be responsible. The mayor should have a huge say in the school budget and how these schools are operated and how they're managed. An appointed board, it takes all the union money out, it takes all the outside money out. It's up to the mayor and the council. The mayor can appoint, the council's got to approve. It's another check and balance, and it stops the influence of the unions in the school system. And I think that's important. I think that's another way to save the property taxpayers in Toms River some money. And another bold move would be giving up power is maybe we get rid of a lot of school districts. There's like 590 school districts in New Jersey. We don't even have that many municipalities. That we need to look at. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Toms River Show. We'll be right back.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend. Pan & Pinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. Adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panandpintoproperties.com. Pan & Pinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
I'm back. You're there. Toms River resident, Pat O'Melia. Before I jump on to the next subject, 590 school districts. Last year when with the Toms River Show, we were looking at the superintendent's pay statewide. Wasn't it something like $172 million for all the school superintendents and their deputy superintendents and their assistant superintendents between their pay and their bonuses and their health benefits and their pension and their vacation? You don't need all these people. We can whittle this down. I'll give Steve Sweeney credit for this. He was talking about 21 school districts handled by the county. Again, you are paying for this. Even if you're looking at some other city in Toms River, you're paying for this through your state taxes. The more we can control, and you talk about redundancy in the state, every one of these, you got 590 school districts. They all have payrolls attached, and you're paying for that through state taxes. Or if you're, unfortunately, if you're in that municipality, you're paying for it. You just don't need all this redundancy. Light them up if you got them. New Jersey is legalizing marijuana. Yes, weed, pop, Mary Jane, doobies, whatever you want to call them. They're legal here in New Jersey. And Toms River, who voted against having sales of pot, same as Seaside Heights. And actually, I think Toms River, I think they were sitting on that. I think the Ocean County freeholders were against it. Here's the deal. Toms River and the surrounding municipalities, Ortley Beach, Seaside Heights, all that, you're losing out on money. It is legal in New Jersey. No matter what your opinion is, it doesn't matter. Marijuana, weed, pot, Mary Jane, or whatever you want to call it, reefer madness, is legal in New Jersey. If a town sells booze, it may as well sell weed. And there's money to be made on this. There will be taxes for the municipalities. Now, you're going to have to deal with legalized marijuana in your cities. People are going to be lighting up in Toms River. You might as well make some money out of it. No sense, cutting your nose off to spite your face money-wise, because there will be. Towns will have to deal with weed issues. There's no doubt about that. May as well make money off it. Makes no sense to turn your back on it, because you don't want to legalize, you don't want to authorize the sale of marijuana in your towns. You're just losing money. And what should be done with that money? There is reefer madness. Nice pick there, Mike. Should be dedicated to property tax relief for people in Toms River and the surrounding municipalities. We keep looking at the state for property tax relief. Well, one of the best steps would be to do it locally, too. Now, if there is money to be made off the sale of marijuana, and listen, again, if you're selling booze, beer and liquor in your town, then you might as well sell a pot. And dedicate that money to property tax relief. Somehow, some way, somebody has got to look at the poor homeowner and say, somebody's got to help them. Somebody has to stand up for them. And if there's money to be made off the legal weed, and there will be, there's going to be cannabis businesses open up left and right. There's licensing fees. a tremendous amount of ways to make money on it. Not just from the sales tax. And yeah, I think the municipalities get 2 or 3% on that. There's all your little fees you can throw in and all your licensing and everything else involved with opening a business in the municipality. That's all money that could be dedicated for property tax relief. No matter how little it is, make an effort to try to help the homeowners in Toms River. Now, it's legal, so you may as well live with it. You're going to have to deal with it. Simple as that. I know the Mo Hill and the council members, they have issues and concerns. I know Chief Mitchell has issues and concerns. All law enforcement does. But it's legal now. So you're going to have to deal with it. And if you're going to have to deal with it, you may as well make some money on it. And dedicate that money to property tax relief. Trying to make home ownership just that much. You know, this isn't big money, these people. Yeah, you got the seniors who are on the fixed incomes or on their pension. You got the young couples starting out. And you got to come up with the mortgage money. You got to come up with the down payment. You got to come up with the mortgage. You got your property taxes. You got flood insurance. Well, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Anything that can help property tax relief for the people of Toms River should be done. Somebody has got to stand up and say, listen, I'm here for the homeowners and the property owners in Toms River. I'm going to try to help you people. And if there's money to be made off this weed, and remember, you're going to have to deal with it. It's going to be legal. People are going to be smoking weed in Toms River and the surrounding communities. There's money to be made. Make the money on it. It is high time people stood up for the property owners here in Toms River and in the state in general. Pot is legal. You're going to have to learn to deal with it, Toms River. All right, we're going to break the commercial. You watching the Toms River Show? I'll be right back.
You know those times when you need to see the doctor, but you just can't get to the doctor? So where do you go? Go to the App Store, download the TeleMed app from RWJ Barnabas Health, and you see the doctor right away. From any mobile device, whenever you want, wherever you are.
Quality care, no appointment necessary. The doctor is online when you download the TeleMed app.
Don't you feel better already?
RWJ Barnabas Health.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning, life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together. I'm back. Pat O'Melia here, Toms River Show. You're a Toms River resident. Thank you for watching. COVID-19, the second wave. Well, you know what? Certainly appears to be a second wave. And one of the casualties of this election, I think I said this last week, either on the City Show or on the Toms River Show, will be the media. Because the media, and I'm a member of the media, media is so biased between Biden and Trump. Do you know, in the last week or so, the UK went into a 30-day lockdown over COVID-19? We're not in a 30-day lockdown in the United States. We're dealing with COVID better than the other countries. Do you know Germany's in a lockdown? France is in a lockdown. I think France said they lost control of COVID-19. I think Italy's also in that lockdown. But you didn't hear that on the news. I got a story about UK. Boris guy there, Boris Johnson, announcing a 30-day lockdown. And I said, well, this is just the UK, so I started Googling, and sure enough, I found some other stories on who else were in 30-day lockdowns. The feds are doing a good job, but, you know, we're dealing with this state by state. You got to give Murphy a lot of credit for how he's handled COVID-19. A lot of the municipalities, Mo Hill in particular, he's handled it well. My mayor in Jersey City, Steve Pulliam, has done a tremendous job. dealing with COVID. Right from the beginning, he was one of the first guys that started closing down the malls, daycare centers. Right now, we're looking at daycare centers as one of the reasons for the uptick in New Jersey. You didn't hear much news about these other countries going into lockdown. That's the fault of the media here. I guess they didn't want to have it look like the United States was doing a better job of handling COVID than other countries. Obviously, we were. And it's not all Trump. A lot of the individuals, the governors there, again, Murphy has done a great job. We didn't get that news. And you really deserve the right to find out the news and the truth. Don't hide it. Don't try to lean it. Just tell us what it is. Like I said, it probably was a city show. Back in the old days, people of a certain age remember Walter Cronkite, David Brinkley, Grimsley, and Bill Butel. You trusted those. When they said so, even Geraldo Rivera back then, they said it. You could take it to the bank. It was true. For that matter, it was so true. Now, one time with President Johnson, Cronkite disagreed with him over the Vietnam War. And Johnson said, I just lost the nation when Cronkite went against him. That's how much influence an honest journalist would have back then. Well, we have a second wave coming here. For that matter, we're producing a show. I'd like to get it in production in November, at least get 4 or 5 shows in the can called Hudson Health. It is a part of my mindset, maybe somewhere visiting Ocean Health, where we're going to have doctors talking about medicine, sicknesses in the news, new procedures. Basically, doctors you see on TV, but these are the doctors you can see tomorrow in your town. So these are the kind of things we're doing with Hudson Health. And one of the demos we did, doctor was telling us about the second wave's coming. It's about a week, maybe a little more than a week ago. I was like, wow, second wave. Last thing we need is second wave. Man, we were all in shock in the studio. And like within a couple of days, second wave became real. Governor Murphy and these new orders, executive orders, take effect on November the 5th for employers. You're now going to have to screen, Father Murphy, you're going to have to screen all your employees. I had to go out and buy the ray gun thermometers. And funny, as soon as he made this announcement, I was going to pick up the thermometers at ShopRite, where you can buy anything at ShopRite. Televisions, it doesn't matter, ray gun thermometers. But it was bad weather that night, so I figured I'll go the next day. Should have went the first night because there were none there, but I had to get it from who? Amazon. So the studios got them here. I should probably have one in my hand now to show it to you. Both studios have it. The guys got to wear a mask at work, social distance, wear practical. I guess if you're 6 feet apart, you don't have to wear the mask. The guys have to be able to, or guys, gals, whatever you have in your workplace, you have to give them time to wash their hands. I don't think I need to tell my people, wash your hand. You have to supply the mask as an employee. You have to supply the sanitizing gels, the sprays, or what have you. You got to make sure you have an accurate thermometer. Again, get the ray gun style. Don't get the ones that you have to touch the person. But the bottom line is, we know what we need to do. We know we need to wear the mask when we're out in public with people. If you're out in the street and there's nobody around, you don't have to wear a mask. You do the social distancing, wear the gloves where you can, be wise, be smart, be on alert. If you're going into a store, wear the damn mask. If you're in closed quarters, wear the mask. We managed to survive this, and we will again do what we've learned. All right, we're out of show. You be good, you be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Good night, and thank you for watching.